Hello, everyone. I fucked up. I am really sorry about that. Um,
Hello, everyone.
I don't know what the fuck happened. You know what? I'm just gonna. Hey, Tony Montana. I'm just fuck it. Just fuck it. Here's a live chat. Jukebox Films. Yeah, I know. I know there was. Invite. Diet. Wait. Di. Okay. Um. No. Well, Diectodon was not in the documentary Life on Our Planet. It was it was Lystrosaurus. Lystrosaurus was in the documentary, not Diectodon. I think it's pretty cool. The other species of Yangaranosaurus, it's pretty all right. Did you see the documentary series Life on Our Planet, Tony Montana? Also, I have no idea what the future. What? Oh, hey, Jukebox Films.
Hey! Well, you didn't end it this time.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Technology.
Yeah,
Your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on how it feels.
yeah, technical difficulties.
Yeah, so you did see all the episodes of Life on Our Planet then?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Uh, anything you didn't really say in your review you want to talk about, or
Well, oh, wait, what? What did you say?
anything in your review that maybe you didn't want to talk about?
Anything in my review I didn't talk? Oh, I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, like I said, I just woke up not feeling the best today. I
Oh,
don't know what happened. Like I said, I just felt like I was hungover. But I didn't drink anything last night except for pop, which I hope it's not my body's telling me to not drink pop anymore because that I mean
maybe you're
I can
drinking soda too much.
maybe I mean I like water and I mean milk. Maybe but I don't know. I'm thinking it's because I usually have a glass of milk before bed. I didn't do that, so I just felt like a pounding headache, and then to the point where I had to take a couple ibuprofen today. So
That sucks.
yeah, so thinking I'm gonna I don't know.
Yeah. So it turns out I'm not having well, we're not having Thanksgiving at my aunt and uncle's house. We're having Thanksgiving at my parents' house, unfortunately, because I heard that my aunt and my other aunt, or kind of aunt, second aunt, I guess you could say, I heard that they were arguing. They're not getting along, so they were arguing at each other.
Uh,
I don't know how that's gonna play out, but yeah.
oh, um, yeah, I don't know what we're doing for Thanksgiving. I I'm officially an uncle now. It's I haven't even seen my nephew yet, mainly just because um I didn't want I could have had the opportunity to see pictures, but I didn't really want I want to the first time I see the baby to be in person, not through a picture. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So I haven't even really seen it yet, but my sister and I are um I don't know, like I think there's kind of a mutual understanding that we won't exactly be close siblings. You know what I mean?
I guess that makes sense.
Well, like we're not going to be the type of siblings that go on vacation together or something
Oh,
like
I
he
see.
or hang out with each other. Like maybe for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see each other. Basically, like that family member. It's you love it. It's like you know what you love them, but they're family. You
Yeah.
know. Um, so there's that, and as far as Thanksgiving, I'm hoping to go see my grandma up in South Dakota.
Oh my God, that's far.
Well, not for me. That's like it's for you, yeah, but
I mean, well, think about it. You live in Kansas, and South
like
Dakota is pretty far still.
it's like 6 hours. That's not it's not that bad.
Oh, never mind then.
I mean, 6 hours versus like yeah, if you drove there, that would be like 2 days.
Yeah.
So what? And thank you, Tony Montana. Yeah, I heard him apologizing for me not feeling good, but yeah, no, just I don't know. I hope that just I'm not. I hope I'm not just getting old and there's like certain things I can't eat anymore. That's gonna suck.
Or drink or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it's gonna suck because I don't know, and maybe I'll just have to. I'm debating too if I even want to have an Alka Seltzer now. With water.
And what? On alcohol?
Alka Seltzer.
What's Alka Seltzer?
It's a medicine. It's a type of pill you can put in water and it dissolves it and it's supposed to turn your stomach right over. But well, it reverse. You know what I mean? It's supposed to make you feel better.
Oh, I see.
It's a type of pill basically, but it dissolves in water.
Yeah.
You can also put a lot of people also put it in whiskey sometimes to give whiskey more of a not so whiskey flavor.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, but I don't know. I'm just thinking it's because I didn't have milk before bed. So yeah, um, and maybe it's just a little stress too, just because it's 30. I'm turning 31 at the end of the month, so
Oh, damn.
yeah, and
Well,
it's like
happy almost birthday, I guess.
yeah, and it's my golden birthday, right?
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, it's so yeah. I don't know what I'm doing really for Thanksgiving. Just because I'm hoping to see, like I said, I really want to see my grandma, because she's in her late 80s,
Oh
and
my gosh.
so I really just want to spend as much time with her as I can. So
Yeah.
and I actually enjoy going up there to South Dakota. I mean, to
Yeah.
the to the point actually where I wouldn't even mind, eventually maybe having a house up there or something, just because it would be kind of cool.
My goal years ago is that I would love to live in South Dakota, but the only problem is that there's no electronics, and I'm an electronics kind of guy.
There's electronics in South Dakota.
Well, I mean, like I would like to live in the Badlands, in the middle of nowhere, and stuff like that.
Oh, well, go. You can live in up in the Black Hills.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. There's no Wawa. There's no Taco Bell. There's no, I don't know.
Live near Keith, Rapid City.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, no, I
Not to mention it's cold.
only in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, the winter
But
it's
it's
really freaking cold.
not as cold as New Jersey, though.
It's colder than New Jersey.
No, not really.
How do you know? You never wait. You've been to New Jersey?
Yeah, I was there. I was there in the winter of 2007, and
Well,
around when it was like really cold, and I was cold in a wool jacket.
well, South Dakota is like really cold because it's like next to almost next to what what state am I talking about? Not Washington, Wyoming, and Wyoming's like an ice age. It's like one of the frozen parts of America.
Depends where you're at in South Dakota.
Like
mean,
Yellowstone National Park is really cold.
if you're up north, yeah, it's going to be colder. But we're living near the Nebraska border.
Well, I guess it
So,
depends what part of New Jersey then.
yeah, I mean, I was there. Well, you know the area, Washington Township, in the winter of 2007. When I was there, around was that?
I was like third or fourth grade. I think third grade. So I can't remember.
I think I think that was Thanksgiving, and we went up there. We went to we got to see New York City. That was pretty cool.
Well, New York City's not in Washington Township.
Yeah, but obviously we drove to New York City because
yeah.
we went to New York City. I got to see the Eiffel Tower. I got to see a lot of the landmarks that I wanted to see. I got to meet somebody who I'm not going to mention. Possibly, I don't know if it was him, but I saw a guy that looked like him looking down at his specific tower. But I'm going to leave it at that. I got to go to FOA. What is it? FOA Schwartz or something like that. The big toy store.
I know my mom told me that there was a big Toys R Us there.
Yeah, I got to go. But one of the things I got to do, I found out some of my family history up at Ellis Island. Well, come to find out, one of my ancestors, he stole bread and snuck onto the ship, and the ship took off, and he got away from the police because he was running away from the police because he stole bread for his family, But then and then he got away from the police because he went on the ship to America. So it's like, wow. Next thing I know, there's an outstanding warrant for my ancestor's arrest still because his power was never taken off the books.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I hope that bread lasted him, though, from the trip to America, right?
Yeah. Then again, I don't care about the ancestry thing that much.
It's interesting. Like, I mean, the only thing I don't really want to do too much into it because, like, what if I find out that one of my ancestors was like a serial killer or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now that has happened before. Like, people have found out that I'm related to a guy that killed people. I mean, because that's happened before. Have you heard about that?
No.
Yeah, no. Some guy, they did the DNA test and come to find out that they were related to, like serial killers back in the 1800s. It's just like, wow. So I mean, it's interesting, but you just have to hope that like. I think you just have to have kind of a sarcastic sense of humor about it. Like, well, I hope I'm not related to a serial killer. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, I actually did have a funny idea for a short film.
What's it be?
Well,
Be about?
I thought about calling it serial killer, but not spell it like serial killer. Instead, I just pour a bowl of cereal, and
Oh.
and then it has then all of a sudden you hear just screaming as I'm eating the cereal.
Oh, yeah. A meme.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that would be funny, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, I like cereal, so anybody who likes cereal, aren't they technically a serial killer?
Yeah.
So I just thought that would be hilarious just to do that as a short little film.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been thinking about. However, I haven't gone to the store yet to get some cereal. So
I'm not really too much of a cereal kind of guy anyway.
yeah, I mean, I mean, me neither. I'm not too much of a breakfast guy. Like usually, I just have an apple. So
Me
it might,
either.
yeah, usually I just have an apple for breakfast, or sometimes not even. Sometimes just coffee.
Yeah. Toothless dinosaur. Well, toothless. The on whatever your name is with dinosaurs. Oh, okay. Hello.
New follower, huh?
I guess unless if it's a scammer.
Yeah. Um, I did get a well. That late man, that latest episode of Sit Down by the Fire, where me and Eric interviewed the two girls. That just premiered today, and seems to be doing okay. And then the next episode is going to be quite interesting. Me and Eric are going to be interviewing each other.
Interesting. Wait. What do you guys? Wait. What do you interview those girls about?
It was more just like an interview chat. She, you know what I mean? Like we kind of
What is
interviewed
she,
her.
a star or something?
No, she wants to be an actress, and we were kind of trying to.
Oh, I thought you were interviewing someone who's famous.
I mean, we interviewed Lynn Lugosi. That already premiered.
I don't know who that is.
Her grandfather was Dracula, the original. So.
Oh, I see.
We are talking. I mean, we're talking about. We just have to reach out to some people, but which we are doing. But
It's amazing that YouTubers are reaching out to some popular people, like actors, paleontologists, I don't know,
yeah.
etc. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Oh, sorry. But no, it is cool. It definitely is. And what the thing I love about it is though that I mean, we live in a world now, like think about it, where we could talk to somebody in I mean, assuming they have good internet, we live in a world, as long as they have good internet, we can talk to somebody in Antarctica. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the last week Calvin the Carter Torres, he was on my live stream and he lives in Australia, for crying out loud.
I know. I mean,
that's pretty damn cool because this is actually the first time I even invited an Australian and I ever talked to an Australian.
Yeah, well, it's cool. Think about we could have somebody in Africa.
Well, I did talk to someone from Africa, and that because I went to South Africa.
Yeah, well, it's just cool. I mean, so Eric and I are talking to some people. It's just a matter of getting them on. I reached out to some people today, hopefully to get them on. sit down by the fire. But like I said, though, I know next year I'm next year. I mean, I'm definitely buying a calendar. Because I can do it on my phone, but I like to write it down. I'm just old school like that. So I know next year I'm going to be buying a calendar saying, I say, okay, well, we have an opening this day. We have an opening this day and all that stuff. And then just so we don't have that awkward delay, I'm talking to a guy also to say, when I say action, he can just plug in his guitar, and then Eric can sit there and do his little intro, because Eric's good at that, And I could just sit there. He plays his guitar. He says, "Why, hello, everybody! Welcome to another episode of Sit Down by the Fire." I, you know, I'm Eric.
I
And
didn't
then
know that Eric can play a guitar.
no. No, I'm talking to another guy.
Oh, I see.
Possibly to be sort of like a talk show. You know how they have they have the host, which is me, then their co-host, which is Eric, and then they usually have the band leader.
Oh, I see.
That's what this would be. So this guy would be just playing guitar during the intro and outro, because there's that delay on StreamYard before you hit record. Like, you're not sure. Okay, is it actually recording? And then you find out, oh, it is recording. It's like that few seconds delay, but then you have to make sure and everything. That this is a way where I could sit there and say, it's more of a way, if he says yes, a way where okay, if I say action, he could plug in his guitar, start playing, and then when Eric sees it's going live, he can just sit there, do his thing, and then we can have basically a third guy kind of come in and chat. Like, we might have questions, or we might have questions. I would probably stick to it more with me and Eric personally, and the guy can kind of jump in, just because, like, I don't want it to go on too long. But I'm the thing is about the podcast is I'm willing for it to go on as long as the content is still good and both of us still have time. But
Interesting.
and I mean, Eric and I definitely could reach out to some paleontologists to talk to.
And who knows? Maybe you guys might invite me.
Well, we have invited you, so
Oh, you are invited. You are.
you have been
I
on.
am invited.
Yeah, you have been on Sit Down by the Fire
Yeah.
a couple times, haven't you?
I don't think so. I haven't been in Sit Down the Fire.
My podcast, the one on my channel.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
You've been on a couple times.
Yeah.
What do you? But no, we could reach out to some paleontologists. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you know any of them? Do you know any of them that really get interviewed by YouTubers?
I know there's one guy, but I mean, not really. I had an argument with him on Facebook.
Okay.
Holtz.
Okay. Well, I was going to say there is some. I know one paleontology guy that I'm not going to interview because he's on my shit list.
Who's that?
Horner.
Oh, Jack Horner. Yeah, don't interview him.
No, he's on my shit list. So, and I'll say that publicly because, well, I think we can figure out why.
Yeah, I didn't know you knew Jack Horner.
I know him a little bit. I think we could figure out why he's on my shit list, though, unless you really want me to say it. But
sure, you can say it.
Because he's a pedo.
Well, the thing is, yeah, but that girl's a 19 college student Not to mention, I had a fight with her as well, and she said that it wasn't really marriage; it was just a picture that they're not really together.
Oh,
But
the pictures.
it's
Yeah,
whatever.
okay. The picture that I saw, uh, the whole
I understand. Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, holy fucking shit.
he's touching her boob.
Yeah, Horner. Yeah, and when I even posted that picture, a lot of people were defending him.
Uh,
And let me remind you, yeah, it was back in 2012. I get that, but still,
uh,
I Horner says a lot of stupid shit, and
yeah.
yeah,
You know what you could call him?
what?
Horny Horner.
Yeah, or I used to say jackass porner.
Horny Horner.
Yeah.
Uh,
Then let me remind you, there's a guy named Ken Carpenter. He actually is friends with him, but he did made a debate. He actually destroyed Horner's debate on the scavenger debate,
man.
but Horner's still going on with it.
Oh, I know, I know what me and Eric could do. I'll see what he says about this. We can interview Kent Hovind, but it can be a snuff interview
What's that?
where we sit there and say, "So, what gives you the right to have pedos at your park?"
Oh,
And basically have it where Kent Hovind could sit there and yell at us and sit there and say, "I want this video taken down." Like, dude, you agreed to do this. There, you
I
agreed
want
to.
this video taken down, okay, Horner.
Well, he would probably can. Well, you know, no, I think it would kind of be funny if Eric did that because Eric. Okay, that debate, Eric clearly won the debate,
Yeah.
but I think it'd be funny to even have it on me, and it could be an interview where we're like, because think about it, it's great for marketing. You sit there and say the melt, sit down by the fire, episode whatever, melt Kent Hovind's meltdown. I mean, that's
So I actually was on Standing for Truth's channel, and I was asking Kent a question, and Kent got like he says, "Oh, one topic at a time." Like he was basically kind of dodging my question a little bit, and then
yeah.
AJ Atheist Junior actually did save the day.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. I should tell Eric. Let's do that one. Although is he in jail now?
Kent, he's not in jail.
I thought I heard something he recently got arrested again.
I mean, for beating his wife, or hit his wife, yeah, but he kind of I think he bailed out or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm saying if I would see what Eric wants to say about that. You know, interviewing Kent Hovind, but it's more of a.
You're probably just wasting Kent's time, though.
Wouldn't that be a good thing though?
I mean,
Because he's a piece of shit.
yes, but I don't know. There'll be some weirdos out there that will attack. That will attack you and Eric.
Well, that's why I would just tell the trolls to come at me. Because I don't care. Have them come at me. Also, if you come, if you come after Eric, we're in this together. I'll just sit there. I don't care if they come after me. I'll just tell them come after me, not Eric, because I don't care. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
You know what? Because it's like I'm not going to fear some basement dwelling troll. That's a loser.
Yeah, like that JL fella.
Yeah, who faked ligament cancer, which is, I think, when I did research, it's like 2% of people have that.
Yeah, it's fake.
I think 2%. It's at least according to my research. So it's like it is an extremely rare cancer. Like if JL is watching this, out of all cancers, out of all cancers,
Out of all cancers, what?
out of all cancers, you picked the rarest type of cancer ever.
Yeah.
To the point where some people would say it's not real.
Not to mention his fingers look very crusted.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
they look like they're chicken fingers.
yeah.
Do
So
you think that the Saw X, the new 10th movies? I don't know too much about Saw. I don't. So yeah, I like Child's Play. I never seen Saw.
I don't
So
know. I'm just I kind of checked out of Saw, honestly, and on like it's one of those things like maybe I'll check it out again, but I just feel like I don't want to. I don't know, like I'm just too old, I guess. Like I'm just not interested. Really, it's
yeah,
just like a lot of. It's just like a lot of. It's not even a case where I like a lot of older movies or anything. It's just that I'm just not interested in watching the Saw movies. I mean, I saw them in high school by sneaking them, and I was just like, they just were dumb to me. And like that's the problem with a lot of movies for me personally. They're just dumb. Like I did enjoy. I mean, I have enjoyed recent movies in the theater. Like I got to see the new Exorcist movie. That was pretty cool. I did like that. And well, see, it's weird for me. Like a lot of the movies that people don't like now, I seem to really enjoy them.
hmm.
Um, so anyway, but um, yeah, I don't know. That's one of the things that, um, but we were, I don't
Well,
know.
your new channel, the channel that you have, Jukebox Films, you started like July 13th, 2015.
Well, yeah, that's when I, that's when I made the channel. That's not really when I started making videos.
When you started the channel, my mistake. I'm sorry.
I just didn't make videos. I mean, I didn't start making videos until like 2020 because COVID hit and bored and
Oh, I didn't know
all that
that.
all that stuff.
Basically, for me, I started to make my own account, or my channel or whatever, like around 2019. And then when COVID hit, I started to make YouTube videos as well.
Yeah, well, and it was kind of just boredom for me because I mean I was a tree trimmer and now I'm trying to get out of tree trimming just because tree services now it's become a dick measuring contest, if you know what I mean.
I wonder why it's a dick.
Well, it's egos more or less. Guys just like, oh, look at me, like, dude. And but then the main thing is there was also payment disputes too, and to the point where I had to make the phone calls. Where the hell's my money?
Oh,
So, and I mean, I've applied for multiple places. That's one of the reasons why I'm just like, well, I'll start my own business. So selling T-shirts and selling stuff with the channel. Hopefully, hopefully in the around January or February. I know I just talked about how my issue with Pop right now, but hopefully in January or February, I'll be talking to a pop distillery.
What's a pop stiller?
Where they like Junebug films pop.
Oh, that.
Yeah. So there's that idea, and because I think that could be good. I've even been hopefully maybe thinking of Junebug films wine, whiskey, tequila. Just put basically put the brand out there on a lot of stuff. Um,
Interesting.
so, but yeah. So um, there's that. But I do. I mean, I do also know that so no, Eric and I have talked about doing a lot of stuff with Sit Down by the Fire because I mean, I'm really excited though, just because that Lynn Lugosi says she wants to come back in the spring. So that's exciting. It's like wow. So she wants to come back. So it's just kind of exciting a little bit. And then so, but one of the things I thought about doing though too, if only I had the budget though, I think it would be we've all talked about how we want to see a remake of The Lost World, the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle book.
Yeah. Well, technically there is, and that's in the BBC back in
Well,
2001.
there is multiple remakes because it's public domain where
Yeah.
anybody can remake it. We could do a remake, but I would love to see a new version. And do it based on the whole series because there's sequels to the book, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's sequels to the book. The only thing is, who do you cast as Professor Challenger now?
I don't know. Then again, I don't know the characters. I just seen clips on movies. Like when the Tyrannosaurus tries to attack the Hadrosaur, and then the Hadrosaur falls into a river, or when the Tyrannosaurus fights a what was it, a Brontosaurus, and the Brontosaurus falls off this cliff.
Yeah, can I give you homework to watch it and you can review it on your channel?
That's gonna be hard for me because I'm not really interested in black and white movies like that.
Well,
They also don't have like no dialogue. It's just that like when they talk, you have to read, and it's a pain in the ass.
okay, I get it. No, silent movies take a lot to get into, but The Lost World is probably one of the better ones to get into if you want to be interested in silent movies.
Amster Silent would make a great professor. Yeah. Oh, by the way, hello, Calvin the Carnotaurus, and you're invited too if you want.
I don't know. That's an interesting choice. It's one of those things like I'm not gonna say that's a horrible casting, but I'm just having like a hard time seeing it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I can see it. Does that make sense?
Um,
No. I'm gonna say that though. Like, I know he's probably joking, but Adam Sandler is actually a very good actor. So it kind of depends on what type of approach you want to take for Challenger. I mean, you could kind of go the more comedic route with him. So it could be interesting though. As far as like somebody to play Professor Challenger, hmm. There's this one actor. He's a that guy actor. You've probably seen him in something. His name is Angus McFadden.
That name doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, he was in Braveheart. He was Robert the Bruce. Um, he was in Black. I mean, you've seen him before somewhere. He's a that guy actor, but I think he would be a good Professor Challenger.
I guess.
I'm even going to kind of throw in a wild card casting, mainly just because he does need another franchise after, well, after what he did with his last franchise. But I wasn't really a fan of that. But I like him as an actor. What about Daniel Craig?
I don't know too much about Daniel Craig.
Yeah, but no, The Lost World I think could be really fun to do. The only thing is, what I would probably do is not call it The Lost World. I I know the Lost World, the book came out first before Jurassic Park, but I would not call it that just because, to avoid confusion.
I
You know
would
what I'm
just
saying?
call it The Lost World.
I kind of had this idea. Call it Legend of the Lost Earth. And kind of maybe make it more about like the Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, but then again, they'll say that, oh, it takes place in the Hollow Earth timeline or the Monsterverse timeline or whatever.
Well, that's why you say you say like the inner Earth or something like that, you know?
I don't know.
Uh, but what do you, don't you think that's such an interesting theory, though, the Hollow Earth?
Yeah. I also can't wait for next year when that movie comes out.
Oh, me too. I just hope we get an American remake of Gamera so we can have Gamera in the Monsterverse, you know?
We'll see.
Because, come on, how many fans want to see that Godzilla versus Gamera?
Well, I don't know too much about Gamera. I know that he can spin his head like 100 degrees really fast. He could spin his wheel, well, his not wheel, his shell.
Yeah, all the movies are on Tubi, and there's one on Netflix. Then the series is on Netflix.
Yeah, I know. I seen it. It's just that I just don't find Gamera to be that interesting. But maybe who knows? Maybe I might have a look of it. I'm just really into Godzilla and Kong, and that's it.
Yeah. King Kong's about to go into public domain too.
Yeah, but Disney. I heard that Disney was making a Kong remake. I'm thinking to myself, why? Why
Well,
Disney out of all places? I have no idea.
well,
Jungle Book is actually public of all places too.
hmm yeah. Hey, keep talking for a minute. I gotta use the bathroom again. So keep your bit.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
oh,
I don't know. With King Kong, though, it's more it's gonna go in the public domain, so anybody can make a King Kong movie. I mean,
I think even Godzilla too.
no,
No.
not Godzilla's not going to be public domain until like 2049.
Oh, I wonder
So
why.
95 years.
Uh,
So King
well,
Kong,
because Universal, uh, when I checked, Universal has like some Godzilla fight scenes on their YouTube channel, and also Warner Brothers obviously made Godzilla. So I'm thinking to myself, does Universal and Warner Brothers work with each other
Uni-
sometimes?
Universal at the time released a lot of the Godzilla movies back in the day, so they owned those movies. And,
Okay.
and Toho owns Godzilla, all the Godzilla Toho stuff outright.
Yeah, I know that.
I do believe. Do not quote me on this. Do not quote me. I do believe that the American cut of Godzilla is public domain within the continental U.S. So, but Toho owns it outright. So it's one of those weird cases where it's public domain, but it's not public domain. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like with Dragon Ball as well. Like Dragon Ball is owned by Akira Toriyama and by Toei Animation. Dragon Ball's not going to be in Disney. It's not going to be work with Disney. It's not going to be any of that shit. Dragon Ball, it works with Toei Animation and Akira Toriyama. Toriyama is the writer.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, and Dragon Ball won't be public domain until we're all dead.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball has been around, well, actually Dragon Ball's been 40 years now
Well,
in
so
Japan. So, yeah.
2000, it won't be public domain until 2079.
Yeah. So we'll
Cause
be dead by then.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna live to be 100, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know the answer to that question. So, um, but no, I mean, there's, I don't know. Like, I actually would love to do a new just a new King Kong movie. Um, just because I think that would be quite exciting to do. My only thing is though, who do you cast in a new King Kong movie?
I don't know.
I will say this: as far as Andaro, you know what you do with that?
What?
Give it to an unknown.
Well, the thing is that I just don't want no remakes of anything. Just do something different.
You could, well, with King Kong though, like with King Kong, I think I do get where you're coming from, but with King Kong, it, we've only really had one good remake, and that's the '70s one, right?
2005 was actually a really good remake.
Um, sort of to me. Sorry.
in my opinion. But then again, that's the really first King Kong movie I saw. Well, then again, I saw the Mighty Kong back, and that was like on VHS when I was a little kid.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
um, that that one's interesting.
Hello, LBT 75.
Um,
2005 remake was long as F. Well, true, but I don't know. I just enjoyed the story, the animation, everything about the 2005 King Kong film was just beautiful.
well, I have a great idea.
It's actually one of my favorite 2005 films.
I have a great idea for what you do with the King Kong remake.
What?
All right, so both of them are about to go in public domain. King Kong and Son of Kong, right?
Okay.
So you do the new trend on what they're doing. You release both movies back to back, and then you have it where, and then for DVD, heck, if you want to put it on VHS, awesome. Blu-ray, Laserdisc, 4K.
Yeah.
You release the mega cut.
Okay.
Put them together. Because if you, here's my thing. I would love to see a fan cut. And honestly, I'll even issue this as a challenge for somebody. Even though Peter Jackson owns the footage outright, I do believe. Put the spider scene back in, the one that Peter Jackson shot,
Yeah.
and then so you have the spider pit scene back, but then you put both movies together, complete with an intermission after King Kong.
I guess, but that would be over the top.
Why not? Go big or go large, right?
Yeah. I respect your opinion on the Mighty Kong. Well, that's how I got into the Mighty Kong, but it's been a long time since I seen that movie. It's
Yeah.
been a really, really, really long time.
Hey, there's something you can do for your channel. December, King Kong month. You review every King Kong movie.
I don't know. We'll see. Remember the Chronicles of Narnia. Yes, I have that. I think that like a month, well, not a month, but I think a week or 2 weeks after that, I can't even remember. We saw the Chronicles of Narnia as well. Yeah, it was actually a really good movie. I've seen Life on Our Planet. It's not as great as Prehistoric Planet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's not the best of the best documentaries, but it had good story, just not the best story. Not to mention the dinosaur animations are terrible. They're really terrible.
I hate it when your dog barks at when dogs bark at nothing.
Yeah, it really annoys me. For December, just reading books. Or maybe you could like do book YouTube December book videos or whatever. I don't know. I've watched all 3 episodes so far. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, your dog seems very quiet.
My dog's not in at my house. He's at my mom's house.
Well, no. Usually, though, he seems very quiet. Though, you know what I mean?
He is, except for that sometimes he has a really loud bark.
Yeah, but like my mom's dog just started sitting there barking, and I'm like, okay, who shut the door? There's nobody here at the door. What are you barking at? You're barking at nothing, dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard that Netflix is doing a Chronicles of Narnia. I think it's going to be the Narnia series that takes place from the 2005 film. But here's the thing, though: it's a Disney movie. But then again, this later on the sequels were owned by Fox, though.
And Disney still owns it.
I don't know. Disney and
Can I-
Fox. There's why Disney? Why?
I'm not going to be looking forward to a new Narnia movie.
Why?
I feel that they'll take important elements out from the story that is kind of necessary for the story.
I guess.
So, and I'm trying to tread a little bit out of respect for rules on your channel. So,
Oh.
if you know what I'm hinting at.
Oh, like politics?
No. All right. You kind of. I'm only going to leave it at this, because it is a rule on your channel. But a lot. The Narnia books are a lot. It's based on Christian, the Bible. And Christian story.
Well, I mean, I don't mind it. It's just that don't talk too much about the religion.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I feel that they'll be taking those important key details out of the story.
I see.
And it's like if I was doing a story about, I don't know, an African king, and I took out key important factors of his story. It wouldn't make any sense.
I see.
So
Yeah, it's great that you showed up on my broadcast on my studio. Well, then again, I haven't seen the Once Upon a Studio yet. Unfortunately, I don't have Disney Plus anymore. So yet, have you ever seen the Down? No, I haven't.
I did see it. It was good. I like the Narnia movies. However, honestly,
I haven't seen the sequels. I only like the first one, but I'm thinking to myself, why do they have sequels?
because the books had sequels. But
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah. Well, here's my thing. Listen, you're not going to like my answer, but it makes more sense, honestly, right now, probably just to do a reboot of the Narnia of the Narnia series, and then do it like what they did with Harry Potter, shoot them all back to back, but have a more plan around the Narnia movies. Does that make sense? Because, but shoot them back to back and everything. Oh my gosh, though. I read a really bad Narnia fan fiction one time. Oh my gosh. Okay. Again, I'm not dwelling on this, but it just reminded me on it. It was called The Chronicles of Narnia and the White Tiger. So, the White Tiger was basically Mary, and they had to go on the journey to a land in Narnia, and then so it was just all that story. But then, okay, spoiler for a book though that's like 50-some years, almost 70 years old. So in the books, they all die except for Susan.
That's weird.
So Susan was in the story. Although Susan, guess what? They all die again. But guess what this guy decided to make them die in?
What?
Well, let's just put it this way. He decided to make them die on September 11th, 2001.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow. You already wrote a bad story to begin with. But then you killed off all your characters in September 11th.
That's just ridiculous.
It was bad. Like I'm not gonna sit there, I'm not saying that all fan fiction writers are bad, but I'm pretty sure you've read some crappy fan fiction.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to watch. I mean, I used to read Dragon Ball fan made mangas on the internet, and before even Dragon Ball Super came back. But there were some Dragon Ball fan made mangas that were really ridiculous.
And well, there's some of them
that were pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, there's that's the thing about fan fiction. Okay, it is either really good or shit.
Well, it's still fan fiction because it's a fan made character.
Well, this was not a fan made. It was just fan fiction on Narnia. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is bad.
Oh, I see.
It was just like, oh my god, and one of the things I've read is James Bond fan fiction. Now, James Bond, as you know, has some very suggestive names. You know, with their female characters.
Okay, I
like
don't know too much about
like Pussy Galore.
Oh, interesting.
So, guess what this guess what this guy decided to name the Bond girl?
What?
Gloria Hole.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So
we need Drop Bear movie. I don't know who Drop Bear is. You mean Yogi the Bear?
You know.
That's
No.
Harry Potter.
Tyranno.
I'm not really a fan into Harry Potter that much. So, yeah.
Tyranno. I have an idea.
What?
Cocaine T-Rex.
But then that would be a remake of Cocaine. That would be like a ripoff of Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, but everybody's ripping it off now. Like there's there's something like the Cocaine Beaver. There's the Heroin Alligator.
That's weird.
So think about it. Cocaine T-Rex. How awesome would that be, right? Like, what would a T-Rex be like on cocaine?
It would probably be high, and it would not go on a rampage like in the movie.
You don't think so?
No, it would probably just be high.
What if,
Then again, I don't even know if cocaine would even work on a large animal anyway.
wait a minute. I got something better. What if you did the pothead T-Rex?
Well, I have an idea. Like, imagine like there was this herbivore, like let's just say a wildebeest that was eating weed, and it was high, and then a lion killed this high wildebeest, and then he ate the intestines of it, and it passed down to the lion, and the lion gets high.
So the pot lion.
Yeah.
Well, my only thing is though, like, I don't know. I mean, I wrote a very when I was writing Friday the 13th thing script. First of all, I had some very unique kills. I had that Jason killed somebody with a dildo. Basically, all of a sudden, there's a couple. We know what they're doing, and also the guy sits there. Jason pushes it up his
rectum.
Yes, I was gonna say he pushes it up his butthole, but he sits there. Oh! As he's.
Oh, I thought like he beats it. Like
no. I did not want to show Jason holding a dildo because I thought to myself, the minute you have Jason holding a dildo on the internet, Jason is going to be memed. You know what I mean? And you don't want that for Jason, right?
Yeah.
So, but and then now I wrote a very dark kill. That one that Jason does not do. Okay, keep in mind, this is dark. Even for Friday the 13th. A girl is having an opioid overdose. You know, he takes a pill and she's dying. Jason just shuts the door on her. Even Jason doesn't kill her. It was dark because I was like, wow. But no, we need a new Friday the 13th. I just hope that A24 is gonna do a good job with it.
I'm not really into Friday the 13th that much.
I like Friday the 13th. He's Jason's my favorite slasher.
I like Chucky because Chucky's just awesome and he's more popular than Jason, in my opinion. I'm just being biased, but I love Chucky.
Yeah. You want to play?
Yeah, want to play? Not to mention, Chucky's a smarter character. Jason's just a dumb, like a big dumb brute.
In some ways, yeah. I just like Jason. But
And Michael Myers, like, I hate Michael Myers.
Michael Myers is honestly a little overrated, I think.
Like, Michael Myers needs to die.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, the only way that like I said, the only way that I'd be interested in like a new Michael Myers movie or Halloween movie is if they just kind of went stupid with it. Like, go have Michael Myers in hell and he fights demons or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just make it funny. But none of them top, though, Evil Dead. Evil Dead is awesome.
Well, I would just do Chucky versus Michael Myers because they're both by Universal.
I don't know if that. I don't know. That would be interesting.
Yeah, and we get to see Chucky and Michael fighting each other out, and Chucky just kills Michael. Well, actually, they both self-destruct himself, but Chucky like brings like a bomb or dynamite or whatever, and they both kill each other.
Huh.
Like Chucky will say, "I'm gonna take you with me."
What
and he holds on to Michael, and then he has like a bomb or whatever, or dynamite. I don't know. I was actually doing like a funny video, well, a movie that like, what if gangsters and terrorists work with each other? Like, imagine Bloods and or what's the other ones, or what's the other guys? Bloods and Cribs work with the terrorists. Can you imagine that? That would be funny, though.
It'd be interesting.
And it would be
Although
like deciding like what?
When you said gangsters, like I was thinking like mafias, like the mafia or something like that.
That too. The mafia.
Not when you when you said gangsters, that's who I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, actual like gang members.
Yeah, I'm thinking like actual gang members working with terrorists, and then at the very end of the film, they kill each other because they want money or drugs or whatever.
Okay, you know who should play? Who should play the lead gangster?
Who?
Ice Cube.
Then I wonder who would play the main terrorist then. See you later, LBT. What do you think?
It could work.
The main terrorist would be.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because you have to think. I have to think of an actor that wouldn't be offended that you're asking him to play a stereotype. Like, oh, you're casting me as the terrorist. That you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Raid?
No.
Okay. The guy I'm thinking of, there's only one movie I could think of that you would know him in, but he only had like a very small part. You saw The Force Awakens, right?
I'm not in the Star Wars.
Yeah, but you saw it, right?
I think so.
Do you remember the guy in The Force Awakens where he was trying to, Han Solo was sitting there saying, "Oh, he was trying to bargain with him a little bit, and then he did that flip."
No.
Okay, Iko Uwais is a possibility to play a terrorist, but I think Ice Cube would have fun with that role, though.
Yeah. Now, as for and there was another movie. Well, this is before the parody video, but there was this really nasty criminal, and the military and police actually had a deal with him. Like they wanted a deal to kill a terrorist, so they hired him to kill a terrorist, and then as he killed the terrorist, they set him up, and they killed him.
Hmm.
And it's like if you want to kill your if you want to kill this terrorist, you have to get before you get your family back, you have to kill this terrorist. And long and behold, he killed him. The military and the police used him this entire time, and they killed him as well.
Huh. Interesting. I had the one series that I really want to make, which it's one of the reasons why I just really hope that like one of those videos that Eric and I do, to sit down by the fires, which, that's not the only thing I want to do on the channel, but it's just the only thing that I can think of that's going to garner a lot of attention. But one of the things I would love to do is I would like to do more based on the books, but I really want to do John Carter.
Interesting.
Well, because John Carter was the first superhero. Just okay. I'm going to pitch John Carter to you, and you tell me what you think of this. John Carter is essentially Goku and Superman on Mars.
Huh. I didn't know that. Oh, guess what? I just texted Tracy Ford. I'm planning to interview with him, and he said yes.
Okay, just tell.
He
Okay.
said sure. Oh, I said what day? He didn't respond to me yet.
Is that what?
I'm really excited.
Is that what you said? You said what day?
I texted what day, and he didn't respond yet.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm not. Listen, I do trust you, but if he replies, just let me know what he says, and I will guide you on what to say. Just because, you know what I mean. That's more where my expertise lie. Like I guide Eric to what to say to the people, because sometimes with these type of people, they're just more. They don't think like you and me. What do you?
Yeah. The problem is that I don't know if Ford has. Well, I mean, when Eric interviewed those people, they invited StreamYard, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was just wondering. I don't know if Ford has a StreamYard, but
well, just tell him That's when you sit there and say, "Hey, listen, we prefer StreamYard. I prefer to use StreamYard. Say something like it's a lot like Zoom, Restream, etc., and all those ones.
Okay.
To say that's what you prefer to use. Now, how old is Tracy?
Tracy Ford is let's see here. Was born. I'm checking his Facebook. Born 1952. I mean 58.
Okay, I was gonna say if he's like in his 80s, then you bury your ego with StreamYard, and just use Zoom, because
I don't have Zoom.
I know. Don't, cat, use the litter box. I know you probably don't have Zoom, but if the person is, like older, like at least in their 70s, just use Zoom. You know what I mean?
I don't even have a Zoom.
I know, but like if you got to interview David Attenborough, okay?
Yeah.
And he prefers to use Zoom. Listen, I get it. I do get it, but just use Zoom, because that's a chance in a lifetime, right?
Yeah, but how do I even make a Zoom account?
It's basically like StreamYard, but you have to pay for it.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I know. Okay, but that is one of the reasons why I do like StreamYard, because it's free, and so just you can either decide what you want to do with, as far as when you interview people. I personally just like to
What should I text him?
wait until he replies.
Oh, okay.
Wait until he replies. Then let me know what he says, and I will tell you what to say, because it's one of those things where, yeah, it's cool you got the interview, but what you could say next could sit there and he could say, "No, I'm good."
Oh shit.
Okay, no. That's why I'm here. Okay.
Okay.
That's why I'm here, because listen, I mean, I've guided Eric on what to say. We have lost a few of them just because. That's why it's like, okay, well, we got to make the offer now, and because. Okay, I know.
Is it true that like when you make a StreamYard, you have to have a YouTube channel?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Here's what I'm saying. Though, when you're interviewing somebody and you're setting up the interview, here's what I'm saying, okay? First of all, do your research. I know you probably know a lot about Tracy. Plan on like me and Eric, for instance. Would you like a co-host with it, or do you think you can do it solo?
What's a co-host?
Well, like Eric is my co-host. Do you want a partner in this? Or do you want to do it solo?
I guess I can do it solo. I mean, then again, you can help me with it, if that's okay.
Okay, no, I can help you, but okay. Now, what I probably would do, start out small, honestly, like ask 10 questions for him.
Okay.
And then,
what?
Ask 10 questions, but don't sit there and move on to the next question. Elaborate on the questions, like pretend like he's in the room. You invited him over to your house and you guys are having, listen, I know you don't, I know you're not into football, but I'm meaning this as a figure of speech. Pretend he's at your house and you guys are watching football together. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Are you getting the analogy? Like he's at your house.
Well, I mean, he's been on. I actually had called him before on my phone.
Okay, well, just pretend you're talking to him like you invited him over to your house to have a party, and you guys are kicking back, maybe watching. I don't know. You guys are. I don't know. You guys are watching. Valley of the Guanji. I don't know.
Yeah.
So pretend like that. And listen, I'm going to give you the same advice that I gave with Eric. Remember that Tracy poops.
Probably.
Well, yes, but you get what that advice means, right?
I don't know what that means.
Well, it means basically don't be nervous. Remember that he poops.
Oh, okay.
It's like, because you poop, I poop, Tracy poops, everybody poops, even my cat poops, even your dog poops. We all poop. So just remember that, and just talk to him, and if you need to, take a drink of whatever you need to before the interview to calm yourself down. And ask a series of 10 questions for him, I'm assuming, but also do your research and try to find questions too that a lot of people don't ask him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then again, like, I also need to write a book, but then again, I usually use my head to remember, but no, you always have to write a book.
Well, right. Do you have a notebook?
Yeah. I mean, I could try to write a paper down.
Well, yeah, I know Eric does. Listen, I make fun of Eric for it, but it's whatever. It's Eric. It's how Eric does it. I prefer to write it down in a notebook so that I write all my questions down in a notebook. So I would say get a notebook. You can use your phone, and also try to find the best location in your house with the best sound quality, and one where, like, say if your dog is at the house, he won't be making noise to bark. Now,
Yeah, I mean, the best sound quality is in my room. Well, I'm in my bed, but I can always do that. So yeah.
yeah, well, don't sit on your bed too. If you need to, bring a chair into your bedroom for that specific day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I do have a couple of chairs. I have a computer chair and a normal chair.
Okay, well that works too. And the other advice I would give you too, okay, when interviewing somebody, be a little fearless. Do you know what I mean by that?
I don't know.
Well, you don't want it to, but you know this as well as anybody, probably, especially being on the internet. You're not going to get along with everybody, and you might have a question that might offend him. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, it's gonna be like dinosaur stuff.
well, it seems like a lot of people get offended by the dumbest of stuff now. I get it, but listen, you have to sit there and say, if, for instance, he gets offended, you have to have the guts to sit there and say, you have to decide, do you want this up on your channel?
No.
Okay. But okay, well then you have to just ask dinosaur related questions, don't and not lip questions or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions that in the paleontology community that are hot topics. Like don't ask if pterodactyls had big boobies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Don't ask questions like that. Don't ask about lips, because it seems like that's a really hot topic. And honestly, I'm going to say this.
Ford is still denies about the lips and stuff, but surely, yeah, I'm not going to answer the questions either.
Yeah. Well, here's my, okay. You want to know my honest opinion about the whole lip thing that you guys were debating about?
Yeah.
Who gives a crap?
Yeah, at this point, really, I don't give a crap either.
because
don't care.
I'm like, well, I'm like, no, that's why I'll admit it. I will admit it. I was being a friendly troll with JL, like asking, did dinosaurs have big boobies? You know, because it's just
Well,
like,
paleo
dude.
nerd too. You mean?
Well, yeah, paleo nerd too, and because I'm like, this is dumb. I mean, this is like out of like, because speaking of that though, speaking of a dumb troll, that's one person that Eric and I have thought about. We've wanted to reach out to interview Kenny.
Oh, I hope that Eric and you will interview Kenny Horrocks and.
Yeah, well, we actually were going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Listen,
Answer?
No, we haven't exactly done it yet, just because Eric's been tired filming the movie and working. So I was going to tell him this. Well, spoiler for future episodes of Sit Down by the Fire. We're going to sit there and say, if Kenny does not accept this, basically we're going to make Kenny an offer he can't refuse, saying that he has to be on the panel with me and Eric. And if he does not accept this, he will be killed off permanently and things that piss me off. So basically, if Kenny wants to do this, he has to be on there with me and Eric. Otherwise, Kenny will be killed off permanently. It things that piss me off.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it seems that I've heard it from other people that they think that Eric is Kenny.
Yeah, even I used to thought of that at one time, but I'm thinking to myself.
Yeah, that's why I heard it. I heard it for that from other people. So Kenny needs to prove himself, and I know Eric isn't, but Kenny needs to prove it, right?
Yeah.
So but no, I would just tell Eric to probably take since he would have a headache with that interview, I'd probably just tell him, take your ibuprofen beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of them that we can talk about. But yeah, just let me know what he says. You know, you have my phone number. Just text me what he says, and I will tell you what to say. And basically, what I'd probably do, like he might ask, like, like what time or something. Like maybe just let him know your work schedule. Like, okay, I'm off Monday and Friday from 9 to 5. I don't know what time you get off. I'm just guessing. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But and then say I can do it sometime after that. And I would probably then say something. Keep in mind also Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Like something, like a little PS note thing. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So that's at least what I would probably say, and then just go from there. I mean, either you're going to get a response or no response, and do not do this. Do not do this. I repeat, do not. Okay. Do not sit there if he doesn't reply. Sit there and send him a low text messages.
What do you mean low text message?
Like, he doesn't respond to you within 4 days or something like that. And you sit there and say, hello.
Oh, okay.
Do not do that. That is a sign of desperation. And then he's going to feel obligated to. And then keep in mind also, guess what? You guys might have a StreamYard set up and everything. You might have it. You'll be waiting for him. You send him the link. Guess what? Be prepared. He might not show up for whatever reason. Plan on that. Don't. Shit. I mean, I've had it happen to me, and guess what? I was I'm not going to say who the guy was. I'll tell you privately. But I had that with one of my favorite authors. He didn't show up. I had to call him. Eric was actually running late, and I kind of was like, okay, well, let's just do the interview, I guess, and wait till Eric arrives. Well, I was kind of not prepared. I was prepared, but like I wasn't mentally prepared, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because my mind was okay, like, come on, Eric, show up, show up. And that guy just kind of he acted like he didn't really want to be there, and then he kind of called a timeout on the interview because,
Oh,
and I'm like, I ended it because I do respect him as an author, and he is the type of guy that if you piss him off, he'll write you off in his book and kill you off. So I'm like, okay, well, I just ended it, and then
I'm a Scarface.
I just ended it and deleted it, and I'm like, you know what? If they don't show up for your interview, the best thing you can do at that point is try to interview other people and wait for them to come to you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because when now that you're in kind of this little game right now of interviewing people, and it is a game, and you want to win at this game, right?
I guess.
So it's a game of chess. Now, I know you are probably hardly a chess player. I don't even think you've ever played a game of chess. I think that's safe to say, right?
No.
But you at least understand the philosophy of chess. The goal is to checkmate, right?
Yeah.
So when you're interviewing somebody, you want to be the best. And also, listen, I'm going to give you advice that I gave Eric. This is one of the reasons why Eric and I, have you noticed that, like, when we interview YouTubers, we just dress like we usually do, right? Because who cares, right? But when we're interviewing somebody that is important, we dress in our Sunday best.
Yeah.
Okay? So I would give you that advice, dress in your Sunday best. I'm sorry that this live stream has been kind of we've kind of brought it up more often than we usually do, but literally just like you're going to church.
I don't even have a suit with me, but I can wear like a Jurassic Park shirt or whatever.
Probably a button-up shirt, and then like maybe a button-up shirt.
Or I could just hide myself like I'm doing right now, as you can
No.
see. Like,
No.
why?
It makes you look unprofessional. I would just say wear a button-up shirt, and honestly, even if you need to go to Goodwill, I know I know they have Goodwills in New Jersey. So just go to Goodwill and just buy a suit jacket that fits you, or at least wear a button-up shirt, maybe with a sweater or something like that. I know it's tacky, but you want to impress him, right? And you want to make a good. Basically, you want to get other interviews on your channel, right?
I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
I have seen like YouTubers interview like for example, dog breeders, and they don't wear a suit.
yeah, but I get it. But that's my thing about that, though, is that how would you like to have them maybe come back at you sitting there saying, I couldn't believe this guy. He actually dressed up for the interview. He was very professional, because if you dress up, it sends more of a message that, hey, this guy is serious. Okay.
I mean, a suit is a suit.
No. A suit is powerful.
I don't know.
A suit, what you wear, you've heard the expression, you've heard that expression, first impressions is a lasting impression.
No.
Okay, well, what would you if you saw? Okay, I know you. Okay, first of all, don't do this. But who? Okay, let's say that. Okay, let's say you're at Walmart. Okay, you see a guy wearing disgusting disgusting clothes. Like holy shirt. It looks like he walked out of the sewer. His shirts were ripped up. He smelled weird. He had like possible poop all over him and everything. And he sit there said, "Hey man, can I have $1? I forgot my wallet today. Can I have $1 for the pop machine?" Okay. Then you see a guy at the same Walmart, and he's all dressed up. He's dressed up in a nice suit, and he sits there and says, "Man, my and he sits there, "Hey man, I forgot my dollar, and I'm just really thirsty. Can I borrow $1 from you?" Which guy are you going to give the dollar to more? The guy in the suit or the guy that looks like he walked out of a cesspool?
It depends.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, never judge a book by its cover.
Okay. Well, in this scenario, who would you rather trust more with your dollar? A guy that looks like he walked out of the sewer, or a guy in a nice suit?
I guess a guy in a nice suit.
Yes, exactly, because the suit sends more of a message of like, okay, this guy. I mean, hey, it happens. Sometimes you forget your wallet, right? And you just are thirsty that day. So, but so you should dress up a little bit for the interview, because it's going to send him a message. Because you could then talk to other paleontologists sitting there, and he's like, "I can't believe it. This guy actually dressed up for the interview. He was very professional." It makes you honestly look more professional too when you dress up.
Yeah.
So I would sit there, at least button-up shirt, and then maybe a sweater or something, or like just some sort of blazer. Like even if you have to go to Goodwill before the interview and just buy yourself a suit jacket that fits you.
I see.
I mean, suit jackets at Goodwill, at least here in Kansas, are probably about $20 to $40, which I know that's kind of a lot of money, but would you rather spend that or $100 on a suit? So if you don't have one, just go out and buy one. And listen, when I say dress in a suit, I do want to stress this. That does not mean dressing in a tuxedo shirt. Don't do that. I honestly, I might just decapo you as
What
punishment.
do you mean, like laugh at me?
Oh no, I would just be like, "Oh my gosh, Tyranno, don't do that next time, please," because you're interviewing somebody. The least you can do is dress up, because like you need to dress like you're going for a job interview. Because YouTube can be a business.
I mean, like I can wear like a collared shirt.
Yeah, you could wear a button-up shirt or something like that, and then at least dress up, but a button-up shirt, and then like maybe like a vest or something. You could do something like that. Just dress.
We'll see.
Yeah.
See.
Just see what he says, but I'm just telling you, when interviewing people who are important, I told this to Eric, we're going to dress up. Even if you don't dress up, I'm going to dress up, because you want to interview more paleontologists, right? Like, how cool would it be? I mean, I don't know. What's another paleontologist that does, like, what about that one guy that was in Eric's movie, the guy with the really long hair, about dinosaur deniers?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I think Eric will know who I'm talking about. But you want to interview more. That's awesome. You should be in it to impress them, because it could reflect back on you if they kind of didn't like. I mean, some people are just picky. They might not like how you dressed. You should never judge a book by its cover, but It's one of the reasons why, like, you've noticed that Eric and I dress up when we're interviewing, like, said celebrity or something like that. You know.
I see. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I have to go. It's 8 o'clock now. I will see you later. And yeah, I will have to wait till he messages me back.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck. I'll
Yeah.
let you know. I'll let you know what to say. I will guide you.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Yep. Catch you guys later.